Black female mechanic fixes a Hell's Angels bike and gets fired. What happened next will shock you. Beginning. The desert heat shimmered on the cracked asphalt of Highway 17, where engines roared like hungry beasts against the silence of the Arizona wastelands. Every vehicle that came through town seemed to cough dust, oil, and history. But to Amina Carter, those engines weren't just machines, they were puzzles. She was 27, a black woman with grease-stained hands, short-cropped hair under a bandana, and the kind of mind that could pull apart a combustion core blindfolded. She worked at Red Rock Auto and Repair, a half-busted garage run by Old Man Travers, a white mechanic whose racism hid behind jokes too crude to laugh at. Amina tolerated him, not because she liked him, but because work was scarce and her skill set wasn't exactly in demand outside the garage. People in town came because she was the best, though Travers always took the credit. That morning, she had been under the belly of a hover truck, plasma torch in hand, when she heard it, the deep, rolling thunder of bikes. Not regular ones. These had the custom-modified growl of the Hells Angels Reborn, a gang that had survived both the collapse and the cybernetic age. They were legends, outlaws who roamed the wastelands, mixing old-world chrome with next-gen cybertech. The garage doors rattled when they pulled up, dust swirling. Their leader, a mountain of a man with a cybernetic arm and a scar cutting across his cheek, dismounted his bike. The paint job was matte black, adorned with flames that shimmered like living fire. But the beast coughed and sputtered as if on its last legs. "You Travers," the man growled. Old Man Travers shuffled forward nervously, wiping his hands on his rag. "That's me." "What seems to be the problem?" The biker jabbed a thumb at the bike. "She's dying. Won't take a charge, sputters every mile. I want her running now." Travers bent over, scratched his head, and said, "Looks like a fusion core alignment. Gonna take me all day." Amina, still half under the hover truck, couldn't help herself. She slid out, stood up, and said, "It's not the core. Listen to the sound. That's a fractured coolant seal in the injector line. If it overheats again, it'll fry the whole matrix." The gang went silent. All eyes landed on her. The leader arched an eyebrow. "You sure, girl?" Amina wiped her hands on her jumpsuit. "I don't guess." "I know." Travers hissed at her. "Get back to work, Carter. I'll handle this." But the biker growled, "Let her try." And just like that, Amina was crouched over the bike. She stripped the casing with ease, revealing the scorched coolant line, and began rerouting it with custom adjustments. The Angels watched in silence, their leader's arms crossed. She worked fast, sweat dripping under the desert sun, her fingers dancing across metal and wires like a pianist on ivory keys. Finally, she closed the casing, pressed the ignition, and the engine roared to life, smooth, clean, perfect. The biker leader's eyes lit up. For the first time, he smiled. "Damn. You saved her. Nobody else has touched this beast in years." The Angels hooped and hollered, clapping their leader on the back. Amina couldn't help grinning. For once, her talent had been recognized. But Travers wasn't smiling. His face was twisted with anger. "You stupid girl," he hissed when the angels weren't looking. "You just cost me a payday. When they come back, they're gonna expect you, not me." Amina's stomach sank. She knew that tone. And sure enough, when the angels roared off, promising to return with more work, Travers turned on her. "Pack your things, Carter. You're done." She froze. "What?" "I just saved your shop. You embarrassed me in front of customers. Don't care who they are. No one makes Travers look like a fool." Her heart thundered. Fired. Just like that. For being better than him. Middle. By the time the sun dipped low, Amina was sitting on the curb outside the garage, her duffel bag at her feet. The desert wind whipped dust into her eyes. No savings, no backup plan. But she wasn't alone. The thunder of engines returned. The angels pulled up, headlights blazing like demons from hell. The leader swung off his bike and marched toward her. "You're out?" he asked, noticing her duffel. She nodded bitterly. "Travers didn't like me stealing his spotlight." The man chuckled darkly. "Name's Rook. And Travers is a damn fool. We could use hands like yours." Her brow furrowed. "Use me, how?" Rook gestured to his bike. "We're more than a gang. We're freedom riders. Machines keep us alive out here. We need a mechanic we can trust. Someone who sees the soul in steel. Someone like you." Amina hesitated. Joining a biker gang? These men were feared across states. But what choice did she have? And wasn't this what she'd always wanted, respect for her craft? Finally, she said, "I'll ride with you. But I don't take orders like a servant. You want my skills, you treat me like one of your own." Rook grinned. "Deal." And so, Amina Carter became the Hells Angels mechanic. The weeks blurred into months. Amina traveled with them across scorched highways, through abandoned cities where skyscrapers lay in ruins, into neon-lit underground markets where cybernetic smugglers sold forbidden tech. She built custom mods for their bikes, fusion injectors, EMP shields, even stealth drives. Her name spread, the Black Wrench. But it wasn't all glory. The angels weren't just outlaws, they were hunted. Corporate militias, government drones, rival gangs, they all wanted the angels' heads. And with Amina in the mix, their enemies grew bolder. One night, as they camped by the ruins of an old gas station, Rook pulled her aside. "You know they'll come for you too, right? Travers sold you out. Word is he told corporate security you've been working with us. They'll brand you a terrorist." Amina clenched her fists. Travers. That bitter old man had ruined her life, and now wanted her dead. But she wasn't afraid. "They can try," she said. "But I won't stop fixing what's broken. Not bikes, not people, not this world." Rook studied her for a long moment, then handed her a patch, the flaming skull insignia of the angels. "You're one of us now." She sewed it onto her jacket that night, her hands steady. The real test came 3 weeks later. A corporate security convoy ambushed them near Phoenix, drones swooping overhead, armored vehicles closing in. The angels fought hard, but their bikes weren't built for war. Engines sputtered, weapons jammed. That's when Amina took charge. "Get them to the old solar plant," she shouted. Under her direction, the angels lured the convoy into a trap. She rigged the plant's derelict solar arrays into a giant EMP. As the drones closed in, she hit the switch. A wave of blue energy rippled out, frying circuits, dropping machines from the sky. The angels roared with victory, their enemies scattered. And Amina? She had just proven she was more than a mechanic, she was their lifeline. Ending. Months later, the angels rolled into a desert town where the people whispered in fear of them. But Amina noticed something, children running to see the bikes, their eyes wide with awe. She realized the angels weren't just outlaws, they were symbols of rebellion in a world strangled by corporations. That night, as the fire crackled and the gang shared whiskey, Rook raised a toast. To Amina Carter, the one who keeps our engines alive. Without her, we're just ghosts on the highway. The angels cheered. Amina felt her chest swell. She thought of Travers, of the day she was fired, of sitting on that curb with nothing. And she realized being fired was the best thing that had ever happened to her. Because here, among the flames and engines, she wasn't just a mechanic. She was family. She was legend. And as the stars burned above the wastelands, the black wrench of the Hell's Angels vowed she would never be silent, never bow, and never stop fighting for machines, for freedom, for herself.